Hey, what's going on, everyone? How you guys doing? Matt Jarbo here at $3 Theater. I'm out doing my food delivery tonight. I'm sorry it's a little bit dark. It's Washington. Perpetual darkness. But there seems to be potentially a glimmer of light in this potential darkness, perpetual darkness, never-ending darkness that I call the Evergreen State, according to my buddy Mikey Sutton. And I'm trying to not do as much with rumors these days, but this whole thing's kind of cool and I want to talk about it. He sent me a scoop on his own website because he's going to pimp his own stuff from geekositymag.com, where he says here, report Ben Affleck, Zack Snyder to return for Justice League sequel. That's right, folks. You heard it. Justice League sequel. Apparently, that is something on the horizon. Let's find out more. So according to this report, not from Mikey, this is something he picked up from a website called Small Screen. So again, grain of salt, but you know what? Okay, it goes in line with other things that I've been hearing, other things that have been being said. So they're saying here that Snyder, in addition with Ben Affleck is coming back, that right now, Chris Terrio has begun working on the screenplay, and that they are planning on making this another 4-part miniseries, which makes actually a fair amount of sense if you think about it. So right now, apparently the goal is to bring back Gal Gadot, Ray Fisher, Henry Cavill, and Ben Affleck. But Ezra Miller and Jared Leto were not mentioned. I wouldn't think that Jared Leto would be involved in this. Ezra Miller, yeah, 100% Warner's is still sticking by him because they're still giving him his own movie. So there's that. But what he had heard, this is what Mikey saying, the last update he heard about Justice League 2 was that Darkseid would be the main foe with Jason Momoa, Amber Heard, and Ezra Miller in the cast, with Jon Stewart also being involved, and the Blue Beetle. That would be Justice League Part 2. It seems that this whole idea right here essentially paints this much larger picture. So let's talk about this for a second here. Let's go into dreamland, right? And let's just pluck Justice League 2 out of something that I have a desired fantasy for. It makes sense, for one, that Warner Brothers, or Warner Media, is going to be giving a lot of time and a lot of attention and a lot of love to Zack Snyder. It just makes the most amount of sense. The current rumored price that they're spending on for Justice League, or the Snyder Cut, is around $70 million. That, of course, is something that is a pretty decent cost. That's actually more than what Warner Brothers spent on Joker, for crying out loud. That was a rumored budget of about $65 million. So what you're saying here, that's more than what Fox spent on Deadpool, that one being $55 million, okay? So they're investing money into this. They are investing a lot of money into this. And what that ultimately means, dear friends, dear viewers, is that they want to make sure that the Snyder Cut lives on, that the Snyderverse lives on. And I've talked about this before. I mentioned this the other day. I'm like, is Zack Snyder just rebooting his DCEU? We know that he originally wanted to do 5 parts. We know that that was what his arc was, and at the end it was going to end with Batman dying, unfortunately. But that, of course, is what he wanted to do. And then the powers that be at Warner Brothers, Kevin Tushihara, Jeff Johns, John Berg, all came in like a wrecking ball and just effed the whole damn thing up. That gog went poof because they didn't know what they were doing with it. But now here we are in this weird reality, the terrible reality of 2020, with this very awesome, very amazing silver lining to it, is looking to the future of the DCEU and what it could possibly be. So doing Justice League 2 with Darkseid as the villain just makes sense. If Zack Snyder was going to go and bring Darkseid into Justice League and have it not be Steppenwolf, but actually, Steppenwolf is going to be in there, but clearly we're going to see more of Darkseid. And getting to see that character and getting to see all he was building for and what he was building for, especially with the nightmare sequence from BVS, that's cool, man. What if in this 4-part miniseries, Darkseid shows up and straight up murders Lois Lane? Right? Or is it Steppenwolf? I don't know. Either way, Lois Lane is the one who gets got, as we learned in BVS. So there's there's like a lot they could build off of this. There's a lot they could do with this. There's a lot of cool things that could be done as a way to make sure that this property gets to continue on. And I know that Warner's wants to push the multiverse, and I've been very vocal in my opposition to that, because honestly, this is the universe that I want to stay in, and that's the one I'm going to support. So whether or not, smallscreen.com is telling the truth here, or Mikey Sutton got something wrong, or whatever, man, I'm just gonna be honest with you guys. Like, this is cool. This is cool to me. Because if we get this, that shows you that the fans have the power. And the fans, at this point in time, need to be shown that they're the ones who got the damn power. They're the ones who spend their money. And Warner Media seems to understand this. They seem to understand this in a way that Netflix used to. And that Disney still needs to figure the hell out, although it does feel that they are kind of starting to get it now. When it comes to small screen streaming stuff, you can invest a large budget. People will spend the money. Was it the Rock, Ryan Reynolds, Gal Gadot, that movie Red Notice on Netflix that they're filming right now, $225 million budget. Netflix doesn't have problems with putting out that kind of cash. And from the looks of it, Warner Media doesn't either. They understand the success of HBO. They understand how they need to pit that against the success of Netflix and Hulu and Peacock and everybody else. So yeah, why not give fans what they want? Clearly, Affleck isn't above doing a streaming movie, because he did Triple Frontier. That went to Netflix last year, right? Gal Gadot, same thing. She's doing Red Notice right now. So, you know what? I mean, Ezra Miller, he's not going to give a shit. Ray Fisher ain't going to care. Momoa's down for literally anything anyone offers him that sounds cool. Let's be fair. All you got to do to get Momoa in a project is just basically go, dude, it involves surfing and you get to whip your hair back and forth. He's like, I'm on board, brother. And that's awesome. And I love Momoa for it. Like, Momoa is just like a super get along with guy. And if Zach came to him and said, dude, I'm going to do Justice League Part 2, he of course would be like, when do I sign up? Let's make it happen, and everything else like that. So the core team is 100% on board with this. And you can tell because they're loyal to Zach. The fan base is loyal to Zach. So at this point, yeah, it just seems to make the most amount of sense to start developing these projects. Now, developing these projects doesn't mean that they're going to be made. I think we need to be abundantly clear on that. We need to remember that that's the case. Just because something is being written or being developed doesn't mean that it's going to make it through to production and then post-production and then to us on the small screen. Then there's also like the longevity of this one here, right? So is it going to be released, like, this is going back to Snyder Cut. Is the Snyder Cut going to be released in 4K on home video? I effing hope so, because I will buy it. Will they put it in theaters? I think they will. I think Snyder will cut together a 3-hour long version or whatever that can go to theaters. And I think they're going to put that in theaters in hopes of making some money. There's no way they would drop a 4-hour movie. There's no way. That is unless they brought it to theaters, but they did part 1 and then part 2, which would make the most amount of sense. Where that was like a special Fathom event, or that was a straight up release, because in 2021, theatrical releases are still, there's going to be many, right? But like, some stuff might still get pushed, and it feels like that might be a pretty good time. So I don't know specifically what's going to happen. I'm merely speculating. I'm excited by this news. I hope that it's real. I hope that it's what's going to be going on. And I want to hear your thoughts, and I want to hear your opinions on this one. Let me know down in the comment section. Again, I do apologize for being in my car at night with whatever available light that I've got. This is it right now, but I just wanted to get this off my chest. So yay is all I can say about it, is yay. But again, your thoughts, your opinions, let me know. I'll talk to you all later. Have yourself a good day, and peace out.